Hey folks, right back at you with a little more advanced volume and density. So, if you looked at the notes, or if you were in class, you know that there's two ways to do volume. We have solid volume, which could be like a rectangle that's like a little bit deep. If you want to get fancy, like if you have it could be a rock with like a big rock. The rock has volume. It's going to be a little difficult to find, but we could do it. Or if you know more old-fashioned, you got a cube. A cube is special because all the sides are the same. If you know the size of one side of the cube, 9 centimeters, you know them all. 9 centimeters, 9 centimeters, 9 centimeters. Guess what? 9 centimeters. And also, oh look over here, 9 centimeters. All right? 9 centimeters all around. So if you wanted to find the volume of a cube and you're only given one side, guess what? Volume is the same side multiplied 3 times. All right? You have a problem like that in the quiz review if you run into that problem. All right. Now the second way to do volume is liquid. Liquid volume. Liquid volume. Technically it's fluid volume, but we'll discuss that a little bit later. Now liquid volume could be any liquid you want. Water, juice, blood, lava, what else? Liquid nitrogen, soda, anything that's a liquid. Technically gases can be measured the same way too, but we'll get a little bit later. All right, so to find a liquid volume, it's very difficult. Usually you have to measure it, because you can't really do, if you have a puddle, like a puddle of water, it's kind of hard to do the dimensions of a puddle of water, So what we do for liquid volumes is it's a lot easier to measure them. So for example, if you look at your quiz review, number 1, and you see problem number 8, is a pretty interesting one. A graduated cylinder, it's that big tube thing in chemistry that we use, it has the numbers on the side. There's a little base right here. A graduated cylinder has 20 milliliters, we'll call this 20 milliliters of water. Remember, 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. We got 20 milliliters of water. An irregularly shaped rock just means a really weird rock, kind of looks like could be pointy, could be like really messed up. Just a weird looking rock. It's not smooth. So we put in a rock. Once we put the rock in, the water jumps up to 30 milliliters. So we got our rock in our beaker, and the water jumped up just a little bit. The mass of the rock dropped into the graduated cylinder is 23 grams. All right, so we're given a mass. Mass equals 23 centimeters, or 23 grams, sorry. 23 grams. Boom. So we got a mass. Looks like how do we figure out the volume? Well, we had 20 milliliters of water before and 30 milliliters of water after. The only thing that's changed between beaker A and beaker B is the rock. So look, 20, 30. If we started with 20 and we ended with 30 and the only thing we added was the rock, then those 10 milliliters of water must be from the rock. So 30 milliliters is water plus rock, and 20 milliliters is just water. Then if we subtract them, 10 milliliters is the rock. Boom, just like that. So we got a volume. And look, that's what part A said to find. Find the volume of the rock dropped in the graduated cylinder. Boom, right there. And now the last thing it asks us to do is find the density of the rock. So as you guys remember from the previous, density equals mass over volume. Remember that equation, you should love that equation. Memorize it, love it, go to sleep with it if you can. All right, so do we have a mass? Yes, we do. Do we have a volume? We do now. So we have 23 grams over 10 milliliters. And if you get out your calculator, 23 divided by 10, I usually just move the decimal over, 2.3 grams per milliliter. Or you could say grams per cubic centimeter. Because 1 milliliter is a cubic centimeter. According, remember, if you remember from those. So that's it, guys. This is how you do liquid volume. And the previous problems, how we did solid volume. All right? And all three of these things are related by this one equation. Density equals mass over volume. And you can change it around like I showed you in the notes, or you can keep it like that. It all depends on what they're asking for. If you're given mass and density, boom, you gotta get V by itself. If you're given mass, if you're given volume and density, boom, you gotta get M by itself, okay? M equals D times V, or V equals M divided by D, all right? It all depends on what you're given and what you're looking for. So make sure you read the problem carefully on the quiz, all right? Good luck.